Alright everyone, I'm going to go ahead and talk you through maintenance for this beautiful Bardon embroidery machine. To start off, we have two different types of oil that we use. The one that you'll use the most often is this number 301 jet oiler. You can see the description on the bottom right here. But the bearing oil right here, you're going to use a little more sparingly. It's going to be mostly for joints and bearings and is more on a monthly schedule. For daily maintenance, the main thing that you need to take care of is right here. This is the bobbin cover. You're going to just pull that down and you're going to take the bobbin case and the bobbin out like that. Also, just so for your reference, when you thread this, these are magnetic bobbins that go in. So there's a plastic portion on here, and on the opposite side there's a magnetic portion. So it kind of prevents you from putting it in the wrong way. Because if you'll notice, the bobbin won't fall out if you put it in correctly. And then it goes under the plate right here, and then through the pigtail. If you're ever having any issues with threading and all that kind of stuff, check your bobbin case first and make sure that this is properly threaded. Okay, so for oiling, you're just going to go ahead and take the number 301 jet oiler, and then right in here, you're just going to put a small drop of oil. It's very easy with this container to get excess oil in there, so it's always nice to have a rag on hand. So if anything drips down, you can just rub off the excess. Otherwise, if there's a lot of excess, it can kick back up through the hole at the top of the machine and get onto your project, which you don't want to have happen. So you just put on the oil, replace your bobbin case, make sure that's clicked in all the way in place, and close your cover back up. And every now and again, you will also need to go ahead and wipe out this area because you don't want lint building up, and you also want to go through and brush any lint off of the pieces in here. For weekly oiling, so you can do this once every Friday, you're going to go ahead and take your jet oiler, and there is a red dot right behind the bobbin right here. You're going to go ahead and do 2 drops right there. Whoops. I overshot, which is why you want to keep a rag on hand, because it's very, very easy to do with that container. And a good rub down. Alright, so your next place, so that's the first place you go to. The next place you're going to go to is right over here. It says C5PO12. Now, there's a hole right here. You're not oiling that. To the right of it is a wick, a piece of wick. So you're going to go ahead and put 2 drops right here. So 1, 2. Okay, so that's your second place for weekly oiling. And then your last place is behind needle 15, or more the thread guide for needle 15. You'll notice that there's a little divot right here that allows this to go back and drop some oil back there. It's very hard to see, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this up close. See if I can get it to focus. Alright, so if you notice right at the top right there, I'm going to use the bearing oil tube to point it out. But right under this, there's that hole. That's what you're going to oil. You're not going to oil, if you notice up here towards the front, there's some screws that have little blue dots on them. you're not oiling there. You're oiling just above there and a little farther back. So let's go ahead and put a couple drops right there. So, try again there. So 1, 2. Okay. So that's it for your weekly oiling. Now, obviously, this one is only really accessible when the machine is programmed to be stitching on needle 15. So the whole head has moved over here to the, as far as it can go to the left. Obviously, when you finish a lot of your sewing projects, it's not going to be all the way over to needle 15. So if you need to switch it, we'll go over to our screen right here. So right now we're not in stitching mode. You'll notice we're not in the drive. We just have a design pulled up. When we're like this, right here, you'll see N15. We're going to go ahead and tap on that. It might have another number. It's just showing you which needle it's currently on. So let's say we want to go to needle 1. We'll just tap right there and then click enter. And the needles will all move in alignment so that needle 1 is now over the stitching plate. So there again, when you need to oil, do the weekly oiling, you're going to want it to be on needle 15. So just to go over that one more time, you just have it on the basic screen. You're just going to click on the needle, click on needle 15, click enter. We'll X out of this. And then you're in proper position to go ahead and slide your oil in there. So that is your weekly oiling. So you've got 3 spots. One is the red dot right here. Your second position, here I'm going to put this on needle 15 for easier access. Your second place is this wick right here. And your final place is the back and horizontal shelf with a hole in it right back here. And that is all with the yellow capped oiler or the jet oiler number 301. Alright, so now we're on to the bearing oil. So monthly you'll need to hit all of these specific places with your bearing oil. There is a total of 3, so or 3 locations. There's a couple holes and things different places, but your first one are these 2 sliding rods on either side of the machine. You're just going to want to go ahead and come in here. Make sure you put a good amount, drop or 2 right here, and that just will help these to glide a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here, slide up to here, and do the same thing. Okay, so your second location is right above the C5P102. You'll see that there are 2 holes with red, and you can see the remnants of bearing oil on them. So you're just going to go ahead and put a couple drops in each. Yep. Okay. And then our final location is the hole on the left side. So to access this one, we need to put it on needle 1. Enter. Okay, so on the left side for your monthly oiling, there are 2 holes, and you can see them. There are some traces of oil here and up here. So there's a hole in here that you're going to go back to and drop some oil on. Okay, and then right down here, there's a hole, and you're just going to go up until it touches and put some oil in. drop in there. And that is it for your monthly oiling. And now there's just one more oiling that you do bi-monthly, and that's, we're going to put the bearing oil down, and we're going to go ahead and get our jet oiler. And this is done every other month, but you're just going to pour some of this oil, you're just going to put some onto your fingers, and then I'm going to move this over to needle 15. Just for easier access. So these rods right here, we need to go ahead and put some oil on. So I'm going to put it down here in between the top and the bottom. So I've got some oil on my finger, right? And then I'm just going to rub these rods and get it in as best I can on here. Also, you notice I accidentally started rubbing up here first. I meant to go down here. But I'm holding a phone in front of my face, so it's hard to see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to see if I can access the other side a little better. So now I'm just going to rub that on these rods. Get them nice and lubricated. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. Okie doke, and that's everything you need to know about oiling the embroidery machine. The one last piece of maintenance that you need to do on a regular basis is to get a rag and turn off the machine, but you're going to come around to the back right here. You see there's a little fan right here. You're going to want to go ahead, and if there's any dust or anything that's collected in this little grate right here, you're going to want to wipe that off. And then same thing with the fan that's down here. And then just in general, give the whole machine a quick wipe down.